I've done that. Have you never done that before?
No, I don't think I ever will.
Actually, I don't want to admit to that. This is craziness.
Hi, I'm Pressley.
And I'm Madison.
I'm an actor, singer, and dancer who's always looking for my next adventure.
And I have a reputation for smashing assumptions and spreading positivity everywhere that I go.
We are both living our best lives, but we know what it feels firsthand when you feel overwhelmed or confused when it comes to health and wellness conversations.
That's why we're teaming up with Colgate Palmolive for Serving Smiles, a podcast that cuts through the noise and simplifying topics like oral health, skin health, and pet nutrition, and more.
We're swapping stories, chatting with experts, and building you a toolkit for navigating adulthood one small choice at a time.
No shame, no gatekeeping, real talk, real people, and real smiles.
So stop surviving
and start serving. Okay, so welcome to Serving Smiles. Today we're talking about our oral health.
I mean, I'm smiling just thinking about it.
Me too, girl.
But before we brush up on that, we're going to play a little game of agree or disagree, where we take turns asking each other agree or disagree questions. Are you ready?
I'm so ready now. Let's get right into this.
Okay, let's do it.
So agree or disagree? It's okay to share a toothbrush with a romantic partner.
No, I disagree 100%. I think that's actually disgusting. I would never do it. Never, ever, ever.
I love that.
Okay, we should both get matching tooth gems.
I agree.
I agree too.
Good, we're all the same page.
Already, and I think I should get another
Oh my
one.
God, I love that.
Agree or disagree? Most people would rather be struck by lightning than go to the dentist.
Oh my God, I totally disagree.
Really? I feel like a lot of people really don't like the dentist and would do anything but go. There's so many people who don't love going to the dentist, right?
And I love going to the dentist.
I love going to the dentist too. I think it's so fun.
I know. Oh my God, agree or disagree? Teeth can be too white.
I disagree. I love white teeth. I whiten my teeth all the time and I brush my teeth like a maniac because I want to have super white teeth.
Sorry, I just find that crazy.
Okay, agree or disagree? It's totally fine to use your finger as a toothbrush in a pinch.
I so disagree on that one.
Have you never...
I would never want to try to do that if it's even possible.
Have you never done that before?
No, I don't think I ever will.
I've done that before. If I'm like, actually, I don't want to admit to that.
Yeah. That's craziness.
Look at I said that.
Agree or disagree? Having bad breath. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Having a bad breath is a romantic deal breaker.
Agree.
It's disgusting. That's definitely a deal breaker. That's like number one.
Agree or disagree? There is no such thing as a creepy smile.
I mean, I disagree.
Okay, imagine someone's in like the corner of the room. They're just like staring at you like, that's creepy.
That's
right?
true.
That's creepy.
Agreed.
Agree or disagree? Someone's smile is the first thing you notice about them.
Oh, agreed.
Agree.
100%.
Okay, agree or disagree? You've lied to your dentist about how often you floss.
Agree.
This was fun. I mean, we agreed to disagree on a lot of things.
We really do. Here's something a lot of people don't know. Your oral health is directly connected to your overall health.
Our partner, Colgate Palmolive, recommends brushing twice a day for 2 minutes with a fluoride toothpaste, flossing once a day, and going to the dentist at least twice a year. So you ready to learn?
I'm so ready to learn. Let's do this. It sounds like we have a lot to learn about oral health. We're bringing in an expert guest.
She's a CEO, a dentist, a mom, and recently she got to pet a capybara. Please welcome Dr. Tina Saw. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk about oral health.
Well, I'm so happy that you're going to be here now right now and we can have such a fun conversation together. And we want to learn everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have to ask, how was petting a capybara?
I was really shocked with how massive a capybara is.
Right.
And I was like, maybe they're soft, but they're kind of rough.
Really?
So I was like really shocked about that.
But they're so cute. Are they even cuter in person?
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Like
I'm jealous.
they've got these like big noses and you're just like, I just want to give you kisses.
And I love that. What do you love most about being a dentist and how do you help your patients?
What I love the most is actually calming their fears down. I actually think that there's a misconception that dentists are painful, It's very expensive. I hear so many people are like, I didn't want to come because I had a bad experience as a child. And it's actually changed a lot. Our technology, our anesthetics, so much in dentistry is much more, it's easier. Things are minimally invasive. And there's so many things and new treatments out there that sometimes we don't even need to drill the teeth to get them fixed.
Wow, that's so good. You always need your teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, I think like a teeth cleaning is like a great like massage and spa for your teeth.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is oral health so important to you?
Oral health is incredibly important because it's really in the window into our body and how our body is doing and how healthy it is.
I love that.
What does a good oral health routine look like?
A good oral health routine is flossing. The next thing you want to do is wet your toothbrush, put your toothpaste, and again, fluoride toothpaste is what I recommend. And then you want to start brushing your teeth. You can use an electric toothbrush or a manual toothbrush. You want to do this for 2 minutes. And then really to top it off, I'd recommend doing some sort of mouth rinse just to make sure you've got squeaky clean teeth afterwards.
I love that. You always want to be clean all day, every day when we can be.
Exactly.
I love that feeling.
Okay, well, how often should I be doing all of this?
You should be brushing at least twice a day. You can floss twice a day, but normally it's okay to actually just floss once a day.
Okay.
Well, that's really good to know.
And then how often should I be going to the dentist?
You should be going to the dentist every 6 months at the very minimum, twice a year. The reason why is because we can check really early on and detect anything before anything gets worse.
Okay, very important question. Soft, medium, hard toothbrushes, what is that all about? I need to know all of the details. And what am I supposed to be using?
Okay, that's a really good question
Okay.
because that's a huge misconception.
Oh.
So I feel like when I have patients that come into the chair, they think, let me pick the hardest toothbrush because they think, okay, that's going to be harder to like scrub and take off that plaque and tartar. But actually, it's actually the soft toothbrush because what we're doing when we're brushing our teeth is we are disturbing that plaque layer, that biofilm that sits on our teeth over the course of the couple hours after we eat. And we're just softly brushing and removing it. Now, what we think about on a hard toothbrush is actually you want to actually go to the dentist twice a year at the very minimum because plaque turns into tartar after 24 hours and it becomes hardened. Even a hard toothbrush, you can't get rid of the tartar.
Oh.
You actually have to get it professionally scaled or cleaned off with some instruments.
Wow. That's good to know.
Really good to know. What is a fluoride and why is that important?
I think of fluoride as this mineral defense on your teeth. It's like the armor. When we put fluoride on our teeth, then we're painting this armor that strengthens our teeth to be able to sit there and protect against any acid breakdown, any bacteria, anything that can break down and cause cavities.
Wow.
That's good
I
to know.
never knew
I had
that
no
before.
idea. Yeah. Okay, well, be honest. Have you ever fallen asleep without brushing or flossing your teeth?
I was would love to know that.
Do we need to talk about honesty here?
We got something Milady over here. We want to know all the tea. We want to know everything.
As you introduced me, I am a mom. And you know those times where you're like done chasing your children and everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put them to sleep, just sit in the room, and I end up falling asleep. So those I will fully admit that I have fallen asleep not brushing my teeth.
Wow.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Sometimes me as well too. But I usually try to do it twice. Every day morning I brush my teeth. At night I brush my teeth and I just feel like every time I do it, I just feel better doing it. Then I end up having a good night's sleep. So it actually just works out for everything. What about you?
I've definitely fallen asleep without brushing my teeth. And that's just being so honest. Probably the same nights that I've fallen asleep with like makeup on my face, I've fallen asleep without brushing my teeth. Because once I am in my bathroom at night, while like my toner sets in, I brush my teeth, then I finish the skincare. So it's like a routine. And if I do it all, I do it all. And if I do none of it, I do none of it. Okay, I have a question. And you have to be honest. Were you ever afraid of the dentist?
Okay, so we're going to talk about honesty. The answer is yes. And I am going to share, I did not go to the dentist for a really long time. And I was forced to go to the dentist because I woke up in the middle of the night with some pain. And it caused a lot of problems. And I ended up my parents called, and this is when I was a little girl because I didn't want to get numbed up. I didn't like the sounds. I didn't like all that stuff. And I ended up having to get this root canal. But
wow.
Yeah.
Well, kind of going off what you said, what would you tell someone who is maybe afraid to go to the dentist?
Definitely want to find that right dentist that's for you. Somebody, and you should definitely tell your dentist, hey, I had a bad experience, and just come clean with it and just say, this is why. Because a lot of dentists, they're out there to really try to help you out.
Right. Okay, so what is the biggest misconception about oral care you can hear from your patients?
A lot of people just think maybe going to the dentist is an aesthetic thing. They want to get their teeth whitened.
Right.
They want to just look really good or have nice veneers, which is really nice. But what we want is to have healthy gums and ultimately a healthy smile, because then we have a healthy body.
Right. Makes
That's
total
so
sense.
true. It really does. When am I supposed to throw my toothbrush away?
You're supposed to throw your toothbrush away every 3 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Neither. What's more?
Well, does the toothbrush abide by the 5-second rule?
Like if you drop your toothbrush.
Yeah, like if you drop it. What do you do?
That's like the first time I've ever been asked that question. I would say not really. And the thing is you want to just rinse it off and you want to just put that toothpaste on it. And we're actually brushing the bacteria off of our teeth anyway. I mean, I would say the 5-second rule, if you drop in somewhere gross, near your toilet, probably not. But, generally it's fine.
Okay, good to know. Well, my last question is, how do you feel about your smile? And have you always felt that way?
My smile. I mean, I love my smile, but that's because I'm a dentist and I really take a lot of effort to make sure I brush, I floss, I use fluoride toothpaste. I do spend time making sure I drink my coffee out of a straw and make sure there's no staining. But you know what? I love my smile. It's not perfect, but it's a great natural smile and I'm happy with it.
That's really good for you. I love that too. Why are smiles so important?
Well, I think smiles are important because that's kind of I would say a window into who we are. I mean, think about it. We're naturally attracted to people who smile. There's something warm about it. And, we want to be serving smiles to everybody.
That's so true. Everyone needs a big smile on their faces.
Yes.
Now we're doing a segment called Your Daily Serve,
where we ask everyone to give our audience some affirmations to help them apply everything we learned today and serve smiles while doing it. Now we want you to give our audience some affirmations. What affirmations would you give someone who is scared to go to the dentist?
Think of it, if you have your check engine light on in your car and you're avoiding it, it's going to be way more expensive to fix it down the road. So it's the same thing as going to the dentist. Just go in, get a quick checkup and you're cleaning, and treat anything or prevent anything really early on.
I love that affirmation. That's powerful words. So now, Pressley, it's your turn. What affirmations would you give someone who didn't feel like smiling?
I would say you never know how a smile is going to make someone feel. I feel like when I'm walking down the street and someone gives me a smile, it makes my day even brighter. So I think that if you're afraid to smile, other people are going to be afraid to smile, and then everyone's just going to be sad. So I think that we should just all smile, and it'll make everyone's day brighter, and it just makes you feel warm inside.
I love that.
Okay, Madison, what would you say to someone that doesn't feel like smiling?
If someone doesn't feel like smiling, I would say to keep smiling and be happy by your smile.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. I feel like I learned so many things.
I learned so much as well, too. And thanks so much for coming on this podcast. Have so much fun with you and have a good conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thanks for tuning in to Serving Smiles.
So join us next time when we talk to a skin health expert who talks to us about self-care SPF.
And why you shouldn't put snail juice on your face.
That's so funny. We'll see you then.
Keep serving.
On Serving Smiles, we're proud to partner with Colgate Palmolive, a company that is reimagining a healthier future for all people, their pets, and our planet. They make the products you love that are probably already in your home, and they're automated to make health more accessible for everyone.
To learn more about how Colgate-Palmolive is making more smiles every day, check out colgatepalmolive.com/serving-smiles. And if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to Serving Smiles on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on TikTok at Serving Smiles and Instagram at Colgate-Palmolive Co.